Dome. Doom 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 doom
What's up, guys? This is Roy of Roy's Reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing Naissance. Why do you care so much? Just move on. Just finish. Why do you have to obsess over the sound of every word? Just finish the damn project. Stop being a bitch. What's up, guys? This is Roy of Roy's Reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing Naissance. Naissance is the first project by game developer Limits5. The project originally started when lead developers saw a video called Buildings, which was playing with the idea that by interchanging shadow and light, you could use positive and negative space to create different images out of seemingly the same picture. The crazy thing about Naissance is that its atmosphere is incredibly oppressive and entirely beautiful. The game is gorgeous, guys. Everything about the game is absolutely gorgeous, from its minimalistic use of color to its complete understanding of how to just convey this crazy lighting. I've never seen lighting used in a game the way it's used in Naissance. Naissance as a game has received a lot of negative press because the platforming, let's just say it goes back to a time in gaming where a split second could be the difference between you having to redo an entire level or not. Some people really hate Naissance for this, and you know, it's understandable. Parts of Naissance are oppressively difficult, to the extent where I myself have come to the brink of just shutting the game off and not turning it back on. But it's still an amazing game, and the journey it tells definitely warrants sitting through some of the more frustrating parts. The music in Naissance is atmospheric and moody, like my little brother when he wakes up in the morning. And it just does a great job of conveying exactly what the game is trying to do. Naissance pays homage to a lot of really cool ideas in art that I don't think receive enough attention in games, like Escher and his bending of Euclidean space. There is a stage that is Naissance's version of the Escher staircase. It's a two-dimensional picture of a three-dimensional staircase that can't exist, at least not in Euclidean space. It also really owns the ideas in the short film Buildings, and it has this one sequence of levels where there's two doors right next to each other, and depending on which one you walk in, the negative space will be black or white, and lights will flicker. In order to see the platform, you just have to freaking stand there and wait until the goddamn lights flicker, because there's no goddamn way you're gonna get through that stage otherwise. The journey through the labyrinth is an infinite journey down. Every layer exposes another layer that too seems infinite. In the final stages, you reach a desert, where instructions are given to you as to how to escape the desert. There are many optional things to do within this desert, and I think that it's the game's way of saying, take a second to admire how lost you are. And even though it was close to the end of the game, it was when I first realized what it was Naissance was trying to do. Naissance was trying to create a linear experience that felt entirely lost. There was a film by Tarkovsky called The Stalker. In The Stalker, a stalker leads clients through a place called The Zone, where normal physics no longer apply, to help them reach a place called The Room, set to grant the wishes of everyone who steps inside. Now, this zone could very well be the labyrinth in Naissance. Artistically, there's a lot of similarities going on between Tarkovsky's The Stalker and Naissance, but there's more going on. Naissance is a game clawing at the idea of complete and utter hopelessness. It's almost a Dante's Inferno of the digital age. It is pulling you through these huge environments that really have to be felt more than seen. The use of light and darkness is absolutely amazing. There are just some scenes where there will be a tiny light source at the end of a gigantic dark room, and you just sort of follow blindly. For a hopeless game, so many of the stages require this leap of faith to make it from one place to the other. And because of this, Naissance, to me, feels like a story about purgatory. Now, whose purgatory exactly is hard to say, but judging by the architecture and the sort of Star Wars meets Dante's Inferno vibe, it seems like a purgatory of the current day. The denseness of the buildings that are void of people shows this loneliness that's ingrained in the experience of the protagonist. She does eventually make it out of Labyrinth, but her story is a reoccurring story. The story of escaping the zone to find the room is a reoccurring story in history. There are many tales of traversing a type of purgatory to reach enlightenment. Plato's Cave, the Fountain of Youth, Shangri-La, El Dorado, Dante's Inferno, and on and on. Maybe Naissance is that story for the current day. The game ends in a very cataclysmic fashion where the protagonist barely escapes through a door, at a point where the labyrinth is coming apart at the seams. It's almost as if the state of the human mind is such a labyrinth in the current day, that the only way to be free is to reach the lowest point and jump into the abyss head first, hoping, as the main character did, that somewhere in the dark there is a door, waiting to take you out of the cave.
Dome. Doom 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 doom